All right. So it says Kyrie Irving apologized Thursday for sharing anti-Semitic material on Twitter, but he is still facing at least 5 game suspension. So the anti-Semitic stuff he shared was a video or a movie by somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And he just shared the link pretty much on his Twitter. So that's pretty much the gist of that. And then what was anti-Semitic about it is pretty much the movie is about how black people was like the first Hebrews and things like that. So, I mean, that I guess got taken a certain kind of way with, I guess, actual Jewish people. So, I want to ask now: does the punishment fit the crime? If we can see the, let me knock out these right. Fit the crime. What's your thoughts on that?
Like, what was the crime? What was anti-Semitic? Because to me, anti-Semitic is when you have saying like hate speech towards Jewish people, but saying that they're Black Hebrews, how is that anti-Semitic?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
America don't want the truth. That's the problem. That I believe anything that is close to the truth or is close to kind of reminding blacks of who they are or who their God really is, um, it's basically anti-Semitic. That's just the whole gist right there. You Jews do not belong to this country. They came here free will, unlike us who were forced here. And because we're speaking against the higher powers or the powers that be that control America, you got to get punished some form of fashion in it. You got to get punished for it. That's the same thing. Even though Kanye is being Kanye and whatever, it's the same. It's on the same gist. You can't really talk about the one percenters, and that's the thing. Kyrie, if he was just somebody else, like a rapper or something, it wouldn't matter. But you're taking their money every single week. Every time you get paid, you get their advertisements. You making their shoes. To them, they feel like you're a part of this club. So how you gonna come against the club? I think that's the problem. So I don't think the crime fits the punishment. I really don't. But at the end of the day, you got to find a better way to do it because of the position you're in. You got to play smart.
See, I understand that whole point because I get that is like, but to me that's when you dig down deep into this stuff. To me, it should have been stopped simply at, you know what I'm saying? I have the freedom of speech to post whatever link I want. You know what I'm saying? On my Twitter page. You know what I'm saying? I could post whatever link I want on the like. That doesn't mean I'm supporting it. It doesn't. It just, hey, my homeboy might have wrote a book, or he might have made a movie. Hey, let me share the link. He my dog or whatever. I should
But
be able
that's
to
you
do
supporting
whatever.
your homeboy though by sharing the link. You supporting your homeboy.
Irregardless of, you know what I'm saying, me supporting my homeboy shouldn't be like, oh, being now your job is in jeopardy, or you got to do these things, or you're anti-Semitic and spewing anti-Semitic stuff. It shouldn't be a thing, bro. Like Twitter, everybody knows Twitter is a freaking free for all, bro. Like everybody sharing all kind of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like there's probably a lot of black white people hating on black people, and then none of that is getting
So
drawn up.
my thing
But
is, I don't know the documentary that he shared. I never watched it. I don't know if there were truly any anti-Semitic or any Jewish hatred things in there. But I do. So let's say there was. Let's say, for instance, it was a very
mm-hmm.
hateful documentary and Kyrie Irving posted it. I understand that we have the freedom of speech and all that stuff, but businesses also have the freedom to do business with who they want to as well.
I
That's
agree.
one.
I agree.
So another thing is, I know everybody's like, oh, when you talk about the one percenters, it's a problem, this and that. And I was sharing with Cliff the other day that, I was looking at some comments and I started to read, like, I saw something about this headline and I saw comments and I started to read what, like, white people were saying or Caucasians. And they were saying, it's if a white person or a white celebrity says something about black people, then they lose endorsements. Then this happens, that happens. They're called racist and things like that. So it's about time that, black people are starting to get held to the same standard that us white people are.
I agree.
So, but but honestly, think about it. It's kind of true. If a white celebrity Look at the guy from Seinfeld, Kramer, that
Yeah,
did the
yeah,
show
yeah,
and
yeah.
got mad and said the N word or whatever. Have you ever heard from him again? Like he's completely dropped
But see,
off of
Xavier, you're
everything.
muted.
I just saw
I
him
get
on a
your point.
commercial last
I
week,
get
but
your
it's
point.
been
Oh,
years.
But then I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. I agree with your point 100%. Show no emotions. I agree with it 100% because it should be fair on equal ground. And I'm not saying he shouldn't be punished for it. I'm just saying he should be able to post whatever link he wants. You know what I'm saying? The consequences shouldn't be no, for me, like blown out of proportion thing. You know what I'm saying?
I think it shouldn't interfere with his NBA. Like, I don't think what he's posting on Twitter has anything to do with
Exactly,
basketball.
bro.
So I
That's the
don't see
free
like
time.
why he's being suspended from games. But again, I don't know the contract that is signed with these players in NBA, and it might be a thing where you have to conduct yourself a certain kind of way because you represent us. Because as a teacher, as a former educator, I had to conduct myself a certain kind of way because I represented the education system. I couldn't be on OnlyFans and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know the rules and the things when it comes to his job and or when it comes to the NBA. And if that rule is in place, then NBA has every right. Yeah, he broke the rules. NBA has every right, and they would have done the same if it was a white player that was saying the N word and all this stuff. So I feel like black people are like, oh, Kanye said anti-Semitic, and look how he dropped everything, or he was dropped from everything. But when he was talking about black people, none of the companies dropped him. It ain't up to them to fight our fights. That's the thing. Like, a white person can say something else about another white person and it not be a big deal. It's when you cross the line to another race when it becomes racism.
I agree.
So, like, I just think black people be thinking that they're immune to certain things and they hold white, they're quick to call racism on things, but they feel like they can't be racist or say racist things. And I don't agree with that.
Do
I
you
agree with
believe
the
that there's
country.
a certain,
I
I
think it's
mean, I know
extreme.
this might be controversial, but do you believe at this point we have a black privilege now where we feel like we can say anything?
Yeah, definitely. I
Like
think we've
people don't
been had
understand
that.
that, though.
We've had the black privilege because not only did we think we could say anything, we also felt like white people feared us. So we acted any kind of way because they were scared of us.
I
We
agree.
acted hella ignorant. We did whatever.
Going into places, bro, just loud
Yeah,
and shit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Like
Hey, where we run this shit, nigga.
they
Yeah.
can't say shit to
Ain't
us.
nobody scared of us no more. Ain't nobody scared of us no more.
Exactly.
No more.
So
But
no,
now they know where
definitely.
they hit us where it hurt. It's like, okay, I probably can't combat against you. I probably can't beat you, but I'm gonna prevent you from getting a job. I'm gonna prevent you from taking care of your family. I'm gonna prevent you from making money. I know where it hits y'all where it hurt. Or I'm gonna make y'all feel like y'all making money, and I'm still gonna be taking y'all money everywhere I go. And that's the problem with Kyrie. If Kyrie has some other backup plan, then hey, don't do what they tell you to do. But from what we know, Kyrie, you still got a few more years to play. You might want to
Oh,
follow
he
that
got enough
them
money.
stupid rules and get back in order. And right now, because I mean, I think that's a good topic too to talk about. Are they modern day slaves, basketball players? I know some people be like, oh, they're not because they're paid to do what they do, but they are not entitled to opinions. Your team owner owns you. They
I
trade
think
you
all
as they please.
entertainers. I'm sorry, Cassandra. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that they trade you as they please. Sometimes you don't even have a say so
Yeah,
in
but
the
that's
team that you're
business,
going
bro.
to.
Your job could drop you anytime they want to drop you too, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's the
But
same thing
my
every
my
time.
boss, the owner of the company will never be my owner. You see what I'm
I mean,
saying? With
technically
them,
they are. You working for them.
it's
Technically you are. I mean,
it's still
it's the
different,
same
Cliff, because
pyramid, bro.
at the end of the day, if I want to leave my job, I could just leave and go to
You
get
could,
another
and they could
job.
just lead the team
Kyrie
too.
can't do that.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
Don't you have to wait for free agency
Nope.
to do it?
You can be like, hey, nowadays, bro, basketball is definitely like a players' league, bro. If you saying like, bro, I'm not playing, like they look at Ben Simmons, bro. Ben Simmons then went from Philly to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? He was like, bro, I'm not playing over here, bro, in Philly, and they traded his ass and got him to where he wanted to go,
Hmm.
and they got him to where he wanted to go, not where they wanted to put him.
But I don't know if that's going to be the gist for Kyrie, because Kyrie, another thing to take into consideration is the fact that Kyrie got in trouble during COVID because he didn't want to take the shot. And granted, I mean, I know people who didn't take the shot. I ain't take the shot. I'm still not taking the shot. But I am not on the basketball team. So
that's why I said, like, I don't know the rules or the contract that he signed and how they conduct. You know, like
Yeah,
every
we'll definitely have to know
company
them
has a code of
details. Yeah,
conduct.
we'll
Every
I'm
definitely.
pretty sure he broke the code of conduct. I
So
can.
that's what I'm
He
saying. So
had
like,
to. He
I
had to
can't.
because he has attorneys.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So like, I can't complain and say the NBA or the punishment isn't fair and this and that, because if you sign on that dotted line knowing the code of conduct and you went against it, then you know there's going to be a consequence.
You're
So
right.
once you sign on that dotted line, you agreed to conduct yourself in a certain manner in representation of this company. If
Yeah.
you don't
So
agree with it, then you got to step away from the company, or there is an NBA Players Association. Y'all make some
you know.
changes.
So,
Maybe
I get the point of that, bro. I understand because, like I said, he posted the link, anti-Semitic, whatever. He should be punished for it. Punished for it. My question is that 6-item list, bro? You feel me? Is that not? He got to pay $500,000 to
I think they would have gave that list to the same exact list to a white person who said the N word, and that white person probably would have been off the team, to be honest.
But what I'm saying is, dude,
Woo,
I'm talking about the list.
a black
That
person
list of
going to
things
a
is
Black Lives Matter
that
protest.
excessive for posting the link, bro? That's what I'm talking about. For posting a link, is that excessive? I'm not saying if they would have did it for a white person or a black person, you know what I'm saying, or a Mexican person or whoever. Is that too excessive for just the Twitter link that you got freedom of speech on?
I do think it's excessive, but I think they're trying to set an example. And then also, Kyrie's already caused controversy, so they're already
That's
trying
what
to
I'm
hammer
trying to
him
get
down.
out. That's what I'm trying to get to. Because he already did some bullshit, bro. They doing extra shit
He
now,
on his
bro.
second strike.
So that's
But
why I'm like, bro. That's why I'm
think
like,
about it,
oh, it's not gonna be.
Cliff,
It wouldn't be the same
Cliff,
list, bro. It
Cliff.
wouldn't be the same list.
But Cliff, think about it. If you are working a job, you get one strike, you get a warning. Second strike, you get a write up. Third strike, your ass get terminated. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's steps to it. He's on his second strike. So
Unless he's
like,
trying to get terminated. Unless he's trying to get them to get rid of him.
Could be.
Like Cliff said, he probably like, nah, I done did what I needed to do. I'm out of here.
I mean, he got enough
I'm
money.
gonna leave, and I'm gonna leave with a vengeance. That's what he's
I'll
trying
tell
to do.
you,
listen, if you are someone that is into committing crime, first time the judge might slap you on the wrist. Second time they see you again, punishments get worse for every offense.
But these are two
And
different
Kyrie,
offenses, though. They're not the same offense. They're different things.
if
One was because he was taking a stand of not taking a shot, which we came full circle. And you feel me? It came out being like the shot was actually not a beneficial thing.
okay, but
that was
again,
one
this
thing.
goes back to whatever contract these players sign with the National Basketball Association. It
And these
might
things
be
like they
that
have more
the
freedom of
NBA
speech.
can impose these sanctions and you have to follow. So him going against the grain, again, if your boss told you you have to do something and you don't do it, they might warn you the first time. They might write you up the second time. It's the same process. I think people are forgetting that at the end of the day,
It's a
NBA is a business and Kyrie is an employee.
Period.
I get it.
I agree with you, Cliff. It may be excessive, but like Shirley said, we don't know what contract. They're only sharing his punishment. They're not sharing what he agreed to. For all we know, when the NBA came back in 2020, because they came back as a whole different organization. They had to work with this big disease. You don't know what contracts they signed to get into that bubble. And some of those things, if you don't have a good agent, you don't know what you signed. Your agent know what you signed. Your attorney know what you signed. So the attorney, probably called his attorney, and the attorney was like, "You gonna have to do it, bro. Bomb, 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 bomb. This is what the contracts say. Either do it or don't do it. It's just us, because we're in the social media age. We feel like we can have an opinion on it, or we can fight for him. I wouldn't be out there
I ain't
protesting.
trying to fight for him.
Kyrie make what I make in a game. In a game, I don't have time to fight for Kyrie. Sorry. I know that's gonna offend people. I don't have time to fight for Kyrie. I'm sorry.
I'm not trying to fight for this nigga. I just wanted, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to
Kyrie, do
hold
what
in
they
there.
telling
Hey,
you to do
is
and
this a
leave.
little excessive?
Maybe.
Is this the
I
If
think
you
people
watch this
just
podcast, do what they told you to do, Kyrie, and get up out of there. Because you on your second strike, baby.
I think people are just unrealistic, bro. Like they're unrealistic, and then from the outside looking in, like they just don't look at all perspectives. It's like, woe is me, black man, black this. Like, look
I
at
didn't even
all
take that stance. My
perspectives.
stance was on the freedom. Can I say what I want to say? And from 2 times, it shows 2 times Kyrie step on the line, bro. It looked like you ain't got no choice in this shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't choose not to put something in my body. and then I can't say what I want to say. So
Not
that's
with the
what it's looking like
organization that
so
he
far.
works for. If he wants to have that choice or option, you need to work for a different organization. Or again, there is a national or NBA Players Association. Then they need to work on changing some of those rules and
Well, that
regulations.
is a very good thing.